What is up, everybody? Welcome to Aces Up, episode 14. Tonight, my original guest, Ernie, had to back out because he got called into work early and he actually got stuck working late, too. So he wasn't quite prepared. He had to do dinner with the wife, so we gave him a pass tonight. I think we're going to bring him back in week 3. I know we had him on Aces Up a few weeks back, and I thought it was an awesome show. We had him with Mike Hoff, and I thought him and I had great chemistry together, and I'm looking forward to bringing him back on here. But with that being said, tonight we got Dr. John Bush, the professor, from the Science of Fantasy Football, and he's also hooking up with the Sports Affiliation to do some in-season stuff. So it's my pleasure to have you on. Appreciate you being there for me.
Thanks, Joe. You called me up. I'm here, and I put my dogs up, or he's wandering around. So if you hear a bark, that's him. He's probably getting hungry or something, but we're ready to go. We got week 1. I'm excited. This is all good. The data is going to lead us to hopefully the right starts and sits. And we're going to hit a little bit of that, some hot spots, as I call it. And hopefully that will work out. And but it's a little early. Remember, don't just set it tonight and forget it. There's a lot of practice yet to go, so don't jump the guns. I usually Sunday morning, and I know Joe, we're glued to that late minute in and out and who's doing what.
All the notifications set on Sunday. That's it.
So we live and die by that. These foreign games and whatnot in England, and they'll have all sorts of quick changes. It caught people last year, the year before, so be cautious always, and don't ever assume until you hear they're in or out. Don't assume.
Absolutely. So let's touch on a couple of news topics that happened over the last couple of days.
Okay.
I got a report from a Cleveland beat writer saying that Quinshon Judkins is expected to sign this week. Now, I don't expect him to be playing week 1, but what are your initial thoughts on that?
I let others grab him. I've got some cheaper options. I guess Dylan Sampson, is that his name? That's yeah. Was the hot one later. So I felt like that was more of a bargain in the drafts, just because we don't know. It's not signed in blood yet. So,
right.
So I was trying to, look for some potential longer shots that will come in, and that could be one, a rookie, and it could be all good. And I know, Joe, you're on him. Everybody was on him. So I think some people don't want Judkins to sign because they have others that they want to ascend in the ranks.
Right. Yeah. So when all that news broke about Judkins, I did start drafting Sampson. I probably have, I don't know, 4 or 5 shares out of 10 teams. So I'm hoping. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that it ends up a timeshare. I mean, I do see some people say that Sampson is better than Judkins, anyways. So. It'd be interesting to see. I definitely don't think he'll be ready week 1, though. He still has to practice. He still has to learn the playbook. And
historically, there's been some ramp-up time, and it's player to player. I mean, there's some quick studies, but sometimes if they're not 100%, they might strain a muscle or – then he's down for another little more, and that gives somebody, the next person, more time to establish themselves in the coach's head, and it can almost be a lost type season. So, if I was in Dynasty, I think I'd be okay, but a redraft this year, I'd be a little cautious about holding on too late if it gets longer. You just don't know. And it could go sideways. Just like CMC last year, he's okay, well, in a couple of weeks, well, and it just kept going on and on. We were on the hamster wheel, and finally, and it hurt a lot of people, myself included. He was number one last
year. All right. Another topic. We got Jalen Coca go on IR. That combined with Adam Thielen going back to Minnesota, I think it opens up some opportunities for maybe Xavier Legette, and also my tight end start of the week from outside the top whatever is Jatavian Sanders. I think he's going to have.
That's aggressive. I like it.
He's going to have opportunity to earn some targets, in my opinion. So
I would say betting and props. If that comes through, you should be rewarded. Maybe a couple of parlays with him in there could sweeten it up for you, Joe. I don't know if you play parlays, but I do.
I do. So I like 2-leg parlays, but every now and then I'll put together a 4-legger.
Yeah, sure. So, everybody has one. I'm just saying that he's going to be more of a long shot, and you should get paid for it.
The odds.
You'll get paid for it, so that's good. You don't want chalk. You do want some payoff for some aggressive plays, and just be aware, week one's a little bit funky here, so don't bet your mortgage check on it. But
nope, you can't really. You got to take the results in week one with a grain of salt too. You really can't get attached to some of the stuff that's going to happen. That's one thing I've noticed in the past as well.
And I did a study last year, and I brought this up in week 13, but I looked at PPR points per snap for everybody on every team. Week one in 2024 was the lowest by far of just whoever scoring anything. So just be cautious, folks. So people say, well, let's run to the under. I don't know if that's saying that. It just says those deeper flexes, I would be looking for safety week one. I wouldn't swing for the fences in my redrafts kind of thing. Or if I wanted to, I'd do a parlay to at least get rewarded that way and not crash. I need 10 points out of a safe flex. I don't need 0 with a swing and a miss. So just be cautious. Week one, we think we understand, but we probably don't. The defenses, the who's dominant, who's number 1, 2 in the running back. I mean, there's going to be a lot of moving pieces. And just realize, Joe, and I know you've seen this, about the third snap in each game, people are going to declare best ever, worst ever. I'm mad at fantasy football, and it's all luck, and people are going to over deal with whatever comes their way, and it's just going to be crazy come waiver wire. They're going to over and underplay things.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I would play my studs and then be cautious on my flex would be my big takeaway this week in your lineups.
Pete says you're 100% correct. Shout out, Pete. Appreciate you joining us. Hit shout out to everybody that's listening. Hello. Now. Hit the like button for us. If you're not subscribed to the Sports Affiliation, do that. We got great content coming at you all season. All right, so why don't we get into the weekly matchups? We'll go over some of the games, and we'll bring up your your
My
hotspot
data.
chat, your hotspot
Yeah.
chats, and we'll talk about
Yeah.
which players.
Philadelphia, Dallas then?
Yeah, we'll start with Thursday's game, Philadelphia, Dallas. The Vegas implied total is 40 over under 47.5, right? 47.5.
Yep.
And
that's one.
Go ahead.
That's one of the highest ones this week. So just be aware, folks.
Yes, and the Philadelphia's implied total is 31.25, and Dallas is 16.25 based on Vegas.
And what do you think about that, Joe? It just really.
I think that's a big discrepancy in my opinion. I think the game is going to be. I think the game is going to be closer. To be honest with you, I think.
So what is Vegas? So if it's closer, you say over. Then you would say 50 points.
Yeah. I think so.
You would parlay in the over maybe with your tight end pick. There you go. There's your two-legger right there. I agree. I'm suspicious these are professional. CeeDee Lamb, he's got to show stuff. Dax, but Philly's at home, Dallas is away, so that's not good. And if you look on the next tier, you see that extra tough. That is what Dallas is facing overall and against running backs, quarterbacks, wide receivers, tight ends, the kicker, and even the defense is going to have a hard time scoring. And it looks impossible. It looks impossible based on last year's data, which is last year's data.
Right. It is. Yeah. Week one there's the one thing that's tough about week one. That you have the least amount of information for the 2025 season, for the new season. So we do know that Philadelphia's defense is going to regress a little bit. I mean, the game script just favored them so much last year. They dominated the time of possession like you wouldn't believe. The schedule is good. Their schedule is a bit tougher this year. They lost a couple of players through free agency, and I just think that that they won't have a top 5 defense. This defense is still good. Don't get me wrong, and for the most part, they'll probably be playing with the lead because they are still Super Bowl contenders. They're definitely going to try to run it back, no question in my mind. But so I want to just help out the audience here. What are we looking at with this chart? Okay. Like, what do the colors mean? The red obviously means tough,
bad, and the green is really good. So it's DAP. I call it DAP. Is defense against position. So Dallas, if you look across, that's what they're facing. So I've got Philly in red. That means Philly's tough, at least again last year. The overall toughness against all the offense is extra tough. So they're just extra tough against the running back for Dallas. Tough. Quarterback DAP, tough. Wide receiver, tough. Tight end, tough. Kicker, tough. And defense, Dallas defense to getting takeaways. It's below average. Not, they may get lucky, but probably not. So I would be cautious, but I could not sit Lamb. I might sit the running backs though. I think if Blue doesn't play, then I guess Williams would probably get you, enough points if you've got to play them. But hopefully, you've got some other boss running backs or other choices. But it looks kind of lean for Dallas, at least on paper. And I think it will have to be through the air, even though this says it won't be. I think that implied score there is low, and I agree with Joe that it probably is an over. I'm probably not betting this because we don't know. There's a lot of unknown. I don't like to bet money on unknown things.
Right, yeah. I agree.
So that's what it means, Joe. So off is offense, RB, QB, WRTE, kicker, defense. So that's what it means. And it's just a thumbnail of the game from what the offense is meeting with the opponent's defense. It's probably, Joe, not the end of your thinking if you're using, but it's a starting point. So you've got to work through what was happening last year, and you brought up several nice points. Personnel a shift. They had maybe an easier schedule, and a lot of things broke their way. And it's it's hard to repeat in this play in this league. So I think you would look at it and just say, okay, I'm not buying all this. So that's good. That this is not, well, Dr. Bush says this is in stone. No, but it is the place to start. You've got to have some place to start, Joe, right? Yep. You got to have some notes or a textbook or something in the data classroom, right? You got to have something.
We touched on this, was it last night or the other night? I forget what day it was, but the data and the analytics of everything is just a piece of the puzzle. So it
is the beginning,
yes.
But I like to have that, and
absolutely,
and that's
it has its purpose. It has its purpose for sure.
Yeah, and you've got to, like I said, and I had an article. I put up a video lesson to remind everybody. I did it a few years ago on video diary. Joe,
yep,
take notes and if people follow me and my defense against position, does it help you? I mean, if it doesn't help you, don't follow me, right? I mean, I'm not charging anything, I'm not getting rich off this. This is stuff that I do for me. And you just get to hang along. But if it helps you, then you can send me a piece of your big pie or whatever you earn or a bottle of whiskey or something. Come on now. Help the old professor out in retirement. So if I do help you, with the millionaire maker at the DFS, then great. Give me a little taste of your action. But that's what it is. And Philly, on the other hand, Joe, if you see, there's a lot more green, and only the tight end, poor Goddard, is going to have to earn his biscuits against that. For whatever reason, Dallas last year was really roughhouse on the tight end. So they got so many Devonta Smith and Brown and everybody else. The running, they've got plenty of other options, and the tush push. It's all Philly looks like they'll win. It's just as I agree with Joe, I'm not sure it's that far apart.
I do like Devonta Smith in this game. The last time he played the Dallas Cowboys, he had 6 catches for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Sweet. That is very, very sweet. And, that's what I could say about this. I would be cautious because is Philly, a couple games in, I usually start using this year, Joe, after 3 weeks. So even then I know, okay, it's still 3 data points, but that's when I try to switch over then.
That's when the patterns will start to identify themselves a little bit.
And by playoff time, these DAPs should be a lot stronger and help you. So if you can remember, we're only playing to get to the playoffs. Crazy stuff happens. Who knows? You could be 6th or 1st, but you just get your body across that line to the playoffs and go for it. Don't don't be wham, crybaby. If you're 1 or 2 games, keep fighting. Fight, Joe. People are going to give up after 3 weeks. They're 0-3. We don't want that. There's no crying in fantasy football. Get off your duff and keep fighting. Spoil it. Do something. You didn't work all summer drafting to flip over on your back. Come on, folks. Let's do it. I can help you. Joe can help you. The sports affiliation can help you. My partner, Dennis Mitchelson, can help you. Come on now. You can do it.
Nice.
That was my That was my coach speech.
Head coach speech. Yeah, nice. So I do want to say I do like one prop I like in this game is, despite all that red, and a lot of it has to do with Dallas not having the greatest of running backs, and Philadelphia probably playing from the lead in a lot of this, forcing Dallas to pass. I like Dak 2+ pass and touchdown at +108. I love that prop. So that was my one
that seems conservative and reasonable. I agree. Do you in where you're at? Do you have an app you can play the props on your phone, or do you have to go to the casino or someplace?
No, I use the DraftKings sportsbook app.
Okay. We don't have that here in Arkansas.
I can go to the casino. The casino does have a sports book here. At Encore, it's just 5 minutes away from my house. Yeah. But yeah.
Well, that's good. As long as you can avoid the slot machines and the dice tables and the poker tables, you're okay.
Well, I play the poker tables, but
now, Joe. Now, do you win a lot?
I win consistently. Yes, I play low stakes cash. The no limit.
Don't mess with fantasy. If that is your income, I'd go where I can make money.
It's a supplement income, and it funds my fantasy football habits.
Well, mine funnels my horse racing habit. I buy hay for the lot of the ponies. So been there, done that. Yep.
Nice. I love it.
I do like that prop though. I'm listening. I'm thinking maybe I should take $2. I'm a $2 better for parlays. So I'm thinking that tight end and that Dak. I'm thinking. I'm listening.
Nice.
All
right. So why don't we move
get
on?
me a parlay out of your thinking here. Okay?
Yeah, I'll throw one or two that I like. Yeah. Why don't we move on to the Friday game, the Kansas City LA game? We have an over/under of 45.5. Kansas City implied 25.75 implied points. LA Chargers 19.75. The spread is -3, but Vegas has the Chiefs winning by a touchdown. So, why don't you go over your chart here and give us some info on the hot spots?
Well,
I only see one. It looks like there's only one hot spot.
For Xavier Worthy fans is he has an above average opportunity without Rice. I drafted Rice early because I thought he was going to play the first 4 games and then get suspended. So I already had a draft plan back in early August, Joe. I was going to take Rice, and then hopefully Godwin was well about week 5 and flip him in. So I drafted that tandem with that strategy in mind, and then the rug was pulled out from under me. So Xavier Worthy should, and we'll know more about him first couple of games to see can he handle all this. I think he can, but he can be streaky. At least last year he came on, but he was a little sad early. But there's an opportunity. Pacheco, below average, they can do that. I mean, I'm not worried except tough. Kelsey is the one I'm concerned about the Kansas City stuff. It says extra tough. For whatever reason, the Chargers last year really shut down tight ends. So they may try to take Kelsey out.
I think
he's wedding planning on the bench, and his head may not be in this.
It's a divisional opponent. So divisional opponents, they know who they need to game plan for the most part.
And I bet you they're gonna take him out.
Yeah, anyway, I agree.
And if you can figure out the other wide receivers behind Worthy, and I'm not saying you can, but if I was doing a parlay or something, I might, they may get a touchdown or some points there. In other words, Kansas City everybody jumps on Worthy, and that may open up, I don't know, Hollywood Brown maybe, or some of those. I don't know who else is there.
I have two props for this game, and you already talked about one of the guys, Xavier Worthy. I love him for an anytime touchdown at plus 140.
Yes. That's nice.
And another one is a longest reception bet. Now, if I don't know if you've ever bet on longest reception, but shout out Steffi Smalls. She talked about this. She's excellent at what she does, betting on games. And she got me on the longest reception bets. They hit. If you're good at, if you use these hotspots is something that will help you for these. I have you mentioned him, Hollywood Brown, longest reception over 18.5 yards. All he has to do is have one reception that's 19 yards or more. And you hit that bet. It's at minus 115. Not the greatest of odds, but I think this one hits. I think Hollywood Brown. I think Mahomes is going to get back into. He's going to do a better job at his downfield targets this year, and I think a lot of that's going to have to do is going to come into is because Isaiah Pacheco is healthy, and I expect their running game to have to exist this year, to have an identity that, they can run the ball, and the defenses are going to have to, be a little more honest. They're not going to have two safeties deep back and making the deep ball tough for Mahomes. I think he's going to have positive regression as far as that goes. So I love that longest reception bet for Brown.
Nice. The Chargers, the sweet spot is the tight end, and I'm sorry, I do not know. I have not finished my rankings. I didn't draft any tight end from them, so I don't know who it is, Joe.
It is. I think they have Will Dissly. I think it's Will Dissly and Arande Gadsden, the rookie. But I mean, Arande.
Okay. Maybe I didn't draft any of those, so. Whoever has an opportunity to fall into the end zone, if you want an aggressive part of a parlay, that would be if you can get the odds, there's a little spot there for you to maybe, like I said, accidentally trip into the end zone. But I wouldn't, I would demand some nice odds for that. It looks like Herbert's going to have to pass to keep within shooting distance. And this says KC shuts down the running backs, at least they did last year. So it scripts for a pass from them, from the Chargers.
They've been tough against the running backs the past two seasons. I think that has a lot to do with their defense is why Patrick Mahomes has been outside the top 5 in fantasy production the last couple of years, for sure. What do you think about Omari and Hampton as a pass catcher from out of the backfield?
Look, I drafted him, of course, with 40 leagues, sometimes you just got to draft everybody somewhere. I have him in a few leagues. I'm hoping that he is as good as I hope he is. So notice the double hope there. So usually when somebody says hope twice, it's not something I'd bet on week 1, especially given this extra tough. But if you're asking like a dynasty or over the season, some type of seasonal prop, maybe.
Nice. All right. Well, I low key faded him this year. I when he was going in the 5th round, I was taking him if he slipped to the 6th. So I do have a couple of shares. I want to say they're best ball shares. Yeah. I want to say they're best ball shares, though, in the 6th round. When he moved up to the 3rd round, I wanted nothing to do with them, to be honest with you.
That's probably where I didn't take him either.
Yeah, so, I do think that Najee is going to play this year. He's going to have a role, and it's going to be split I mean, I know Hampton has probably got the upper hand now, going into the start of the season. But I don't know. I just think that Najee's been consistent as they come. He's played every single game. He's had over 200 to 250 carries every single season. He can play the third downs. He can pass protect. Like, he's a complete running back. He's not the greatest complete running back, but he can do pretty much anything. And I think that he's there to mix in some work along with Hampton. I think it's going to be a pretty even split.
I don't know the coach tendencies, but if the coach plays hot hand, it could hurt the rookie. Right. See, I don't know. If the rookie fumbles, I don't know, how the coach, does. So that, Joe, you talked about, you like to track that kind of thing. So that gives you do you have any insight? Does this coach play hot hand, or is he just whoever's
he has used. I mean, he's used 2 running backs in the past. I mean,
so not necessarily. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good. That's good information. Then, if I had dynasty shares, I think I'd be a lot more confident long term.
Greg Roman's calling the plays, I believe. So yeah.
But dynasty, I think probably was a good pick long term. So that's
absolutely.
Good.
Yeah. All right, so let's go on to the next game on your chat.
Okay, Joe, are we going to try to hit all of them, or what's your feeling? The reason I say we can hit some of the highs and lows, or just keep going. Up to you.
We'll get through as many as we can. We'll get through as many as we can.
Okay, Joe, I'm retired, so I have probably more time than you. I'm sure you have to work for a living, so.
Yeah, I do. But what are we at?
We're at quarter. Your life, yeah.
We can go at least another 40. We can go another 45 minutes. So we'll try to up the pace a little bit.
Well, Joe, I talk too much. I'm a professor. I'm used to talking.
No, this is good. This is good because I was worried about tonight's show and talking.
I know you were. Joe, I'm telling you, it's all good. We've made some great points, and I do love your prop balance in here. I think that gives people in fantasy, I'll just kind of stop for a second. People in fantasy, you do need to pay attention to Vegas. There are insights and things on these prop. Vegas will set things, and they will tip hands. Especially if you've got a tiebreaker in a flex, go look at the props. Go see if there's anything dramatic between some of your choices that Vegas is trying to tell you about. Who knows, and if the game is a shootout and the other one is not, that's another tie-breaking situation. Usually, people that are just learning fantasy, Joe, it's playing the flexes can be really tricky. And so that's a tie-breaking. I use them analytics. I like Vegas. I like to kind of mix some of the data together, listen to others' opinions, try to synthesize it. And that takes a while for somebody just starting. It can be tricky, right? Figuring it out, just like poker, right? Can you imagine, the first hand you were probably played, it's like, what is going on here, and that kind of thing. So that's what I would urge people. Listen to what Joe says about props. I would tune in every week and write down his props and just see, maybe that helps you in your lineup. Maybe not. Maybe you're angry at Joe. I don't know. Go find him. Don't call me. But anyway, okay. So Indianapolis, Miami, 47. That's a pretty good score. One of the higher ones of the week. 25-22, 1.5 point. That means pretty much it could be a coin flip. I think Vegas gave Indy the nod for favorite because they're home. And Miami, Tua is one hit away from maybe being out of the league. I wish him all the luck. I mean, if anybody's praying, that's who you need to pray for because he doesn't need another hit. You got to admire his spirit to put his body and his future on the line every play. I mean, it worries me every time I see him run. And I just, a helmet hit, I just worry about him a lot. Last year I was concerned. So as a person, not people get angry. He didn't get you your points. Don't crab at these people are risking life and limb for you. Come on now. Be sweet to these players. But anyway, Indy does have a tough situation, though. And that's why I think it's kind of close. The tight end, whoever that is, I think that's another team I didn't draft the tight end from, but they have a little bit easy. The kicker, so, if you're playing streaming kickers, here's your one right here. Is that Gay? I forgot who that is for Indy. Whoever that is should have an opportunity. I worry about Flacco, but Flacco's faced some of the toughest there's been. So I think they'll be
yeah. Flacco is on Cleveland. Daniel Jones. Jones.
Mr. Dimes. Okay.
Yeah. Dimes is the quarterback. Yeah.
Well, that pulls him back a little bit because this says the quarterback is tough. I hope Pittman, because I drafted probably too much Pittman. But I did draft just for a bounce back, but you were getting him a lot later. So I felt like maybe that was baked into his price. But I still may have drafted him in a ceiling, and we'll find out. But I'm hoping.
So you said that Miami is soft against the tight ends, right?
Yes. Softer.
So rookie. That explains why Ty Warren. I can't find Ty Warren anywhere in the book. Rookie tight end for Indy. So it sounds like this is one of my most owned players. I drafted so much of him in the 9th and the 10th round. He moved up a little. He moved up a little towards the end of August. He was creeping into the 7th round. Okay. But he's somebody. I'm looking at the DraftKings lines right now, and there's nothing up there for him for receptions or receiving yards. So I think Vegas doesn't know what to make of it either.
They're going to be cautious. Yeah. Well, there's an opportunity for him if you've got shares and you don't have any, anybody else that could be an aggressive play here for you. I just worry about the quarterback. We'll see.
Right.
Miami, though, has every opportunity to beat Indianapolis, except they're away. And Miami doesn't do as well away. My home away splits in 2024, that 1.35 down there, Joe, means they are 35% better at home. That means 35% not as good away. So they have a real bad home away split. So they have good spots, but their tendency is not to play good away. So I think that's another reason Vegas set them down as the dog, because they look like they should take advantage of Indy. So this is a conundrum. I probably wouldn't bet any props here because I'm confused. I think Vegas is a little bit confused, and it's just probably nothing there. I don't want to force the issue in any kind of parlay from here. I mean, look, Miami,
I agree.
Yeah,
I'm looking up and down now, and all the good players, they're taking the juice. They're juicing the odds right out of you, and all the stuff that they're not sure, they're not even giving you a chance. I mean, Ty Warren's anytime touchdown is plus 275, but I want his receptions. I think he could have 5+ receptions in this game. He's they manufacture in touches for him. They outside of Jonathan Taylor, this is the guy that is the centerpiece of their offense, in my opinion. So
it sounds good to me. I would definitely play. Look, you probably drafted Taylor as your 2, maybe your 1, so you got to play him. But I don't know what Miami team's going to show up. The one that doesn't like to play at home, 35% less efficient. My efficiency metric measures points, total team yards per second of play. So I kind of mixed it together. So you got to how fast can they get points and yards, and how many yards can they get, and how many points on the board. And 35% less in an away situation. I mean, that was last year, but that's why I'm set back. And I would play Hill, maybe Waddle in the flex, maybe A-Shane, but I don't know. Miami probably should upset, but I just don't want to bet on it, I guess. I'll play in redraft, but I just wouldn't bet my money on this game.
So I do a pick'em pool. It's the only pick'em pool I do. It's a $5 a week thing. There's a weekly winner, and then there's an overall total wins contest at the end. And there's no point spread involved. It's just pick the winner. And I took Indianapolis, so I'm thinking, and I think the whole
Joe. I would try to find another team, but that's just.
Well, no, you have to pick every game. No, you have to pick every game. So So
I'd hate to pick one. Maybe a coin flip. I don't know.
But I'm with you as far as targeting this game in the sports book. I'm definitely not. I don't see anything I like on there. I've been going through game by game here. So
I agree, Joe. You're spot on there. Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. Let's move on to the next game.
It's Pittsburgh and the Jets, 3-point spread, 22-16.
This is the lowest, right?
Yeah, this is the low. I will say some data I have says that low over under the passing yards for both teams are about 15 to 20% lower than you would expect versus regular over under and even high. So be cautious. Vegas knows that information somehow, some way. They're not guessing. They know. As far as any skew, Jets at home love to rush, 12% more rush. That's down here under the rush attempts. If you look at a ratio of home rushing attempts last year and away, 12% more. So we'll see if Breece Hall or Allen split. They do have a not an insane tough, but below average. But their tight end has an opportunity as well here. So, we'll see what they can do, but they're not totally out of it. They could surprise. I'm not sure I'm betting Breece Hall or Allen because I'm not sure how they're going to deal those two. I guess I would stick with the wide receiver.
How about Justin Fields rushing yards? How do you think he might?
Well, now is that on the book? Is there a book? Well,
50 plus rushing yards is plus 120.
I'd like about 35 for 120.
No.
Yeah, I know. Well, hey, I can wish for
anything less than that. You're paying the juice.
I don't want to do that.
50 is a lot. 50 is a lot. I mean,
that's a lot.
It is.
I mean, it's Allen or something.
It is the Justin Fields revenge game, though.
Well,
so
okay.
If you go by that narrative.
Joe, I think I'll let you invest here. Your poker winnings in that there, but
I don't like that prop. But I do think that Justin Fields plays a good game. I did pick the Jets to win outright. I'm not. I don't feel great about it. This was more of a vibe pick for me. In week one, I like to consider like vibes. Justin Fields.
Okay. Take your diary. Joe. How did you do in the first week last?
Right.
Chart these. I'm telling you, a couple years you'll have a good feeling for how good you are or not. Save yourself some money. Pittsburgh pretty much has an opportunity with the quarterback. I guess, is that Rodgers? He's still in the league, huh? Is that him?
Aaron
and
Rodgers,
the kicker. So there, Boswell, there you go. Get you some field goals early and often. I think I would look at some props there on field goals. That's the only bet. I'm conservative, $2 player here, folks. But if I see this, I know they'll have an opportunity. Aaron Rodgers will get an interception, or he'll get a long pass and get in the field goal range.
Now there's a good parlay. Justin Fields interception, Aaron Rodgers interception. Two-legger.
I like that parlay. I could do that, and then a Boswell 3 field goals or something. See if you can add that in as a 3-legger there. But I do like the kicker. I'm not disappointed with any player here other than the tight end Freiermuth, or let's see, somebody else is there besides Freiermuth, right?
John O. Smith, but I don't know if he's going to play or not. He's still questionable. So
okay, well, it's tough. I would be cautious. If I had to play them, I would, but I would look not to play either one this week. I think don't they have? Who do they have for their wide receiver? Who's their good wide receiver?
DK Metcalf, Calvin
Metcalf.
Austin,
This could be Wilson. Metcalf. Yeah, Rodgers Metcalf. That could be a connection. We'll know early if they've got some synergy, and if they do, Jets are going to have a long day to try to catch them. That's how I would read the game. So if you have these in-game parlays or something, maybe you flip halftime. If you think him and Metcalf have connected a lot, that may be a tip that the Jets are outclassed.
Right. Yeah. Other than that, I'm just liking the defenses here because both of the quarterbacks are very capable of throwing interceptions.
Definitely. So maybe there's your parlay there.
And maybe get a little spicy and throw a Pittsburgh defensive touchdown in with the 2 interceptions.
Ooh, I like spicy. Yeah, that's good. I like that kind of betting.
But if I do a 3-legger like that, I would also still do just the 2 legs, the 2 interceptions. Yeah.
Okay. Joe, it sounds like you're gonna be cashing, at least confidence-wise. You got me wanting to play some of your picks.
I'm not necessarily putting all these bets in. I'm just throwing out my suggestions. Like you said, you got to really feel it to make it a bet. So you don't want to bet on anything you're not 100%.
Yeah, I bet the kicker. That would be where I feel three field goals.
Of course,
I don't know if you can bet it. Yeah,
we all know that both of these teams are perfectly content with winning a game 16-13.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that. Yep. Washington Giants. Can we move on, or any last
absolutely.
word?
No, we can move on.
Yeah. Washington should crush by Vegas standards. Look at 14, almost 2 touchdowns. Look at that. 45 points, and most of those go to Washington. So Daniels and his crew crush the Giants like bugs. At least that's what Vegas is betting. At least a touchdown difference. The Giants, the quarterback's going to be under pressure. Everybody else is a little bit tough, but nothing that would scare me. With Tracy, I would definitely play him in a flex situation.
Yep.
Wide receivers I would play. Don't know about the tight. I don't even remember who their tight end is, but I'm not playing them. Washington should be all about whoever's the lead back. I saw Eckler. I saw Rodriguez. Everybody wanted Bill to be the guy. I don't know. Everybody's mad. I don't know what's going on over there, but Eckler might have some play there. Somebody gets some easy situation. Whichever one, if you can pick it, Joe, in your parlay, I think you'll get paid.
So the thing I think Eckler has the upper hand here, but the thing that worries me about Eckler is if he's not involved in the initial score, and like you said, this game could get out of hand if he's not involved in the initial score,
they don't need him.
He's not going to be the one toting the rock.
It'll be Rodriguez.
Yeah, it'll be the other
Rodriguez. Try to maybe work Bill in a little bit. He needs a few reps.
I think I'm leaving. I'm thinking leaving the running backs alone this week. Okay. I mean, I would flex Eckler in certain spots if I had to. Like if I have like Jordan Addison or something as my and he's suspended, so and I need to plug in a play. You mentioned the wide receivers for the Giants, so and I just gave the example. I'm looking at a lineup right now, and I currently have Wan'Dale Robinson in the flex spot. It's a team that I have Jordan Addison. Obviously, he'll be my flex when he comes back. Right. My other options are Ollie Gordon, Demario Douglas, Cedric Tillman, and Tucker Kraft. So, right as of right now, I'm feeling Wan'Dale.
I think he could catch you 5+, so he could get you 10 to 13.
Yeah,
just it may
they're going to be playing. They're going to be playing from behind, and he's. I mean, what did he have? He gets a lot of targets, right? He
gets a lot of targets, and like I said, he may get lucky and him fall in the end zone. If I had to play him, I wouldn't hesitate to play him. Streaming, Washington has been my week one streamer. If I couldn't get Arizona and New England, Washington was my third streaming pick. So my first streaming this week, I'm assuming you don't have Denver or some of these other obvious teams, was Arizona, New England, and Washington kind of close together. But those are my streaming options. And the reason I like Washington is they have a nice the Giants offense. It says easy. That means you play the defense and tough against the quarterback for some interceptions and fumbles. So I'm thinking a pick six is not out of the question. Maybe even part of a parlay on the defense.
At least a sack, a turnover. I could see a turnover definitely happening. Yeah.
So I think that's an opportunity right there for you.
They're also probably going to be playing with the lead too, and they'll be putting the pressure on for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think there's an advantage there. If people are streaming, that was some of my streaming targets this week. So how about that? Anything else?
No, we'll move to the next game. I didn't look at the props, but we'll move on to the next game.
Okay. Cincinnati, Cleveland. I'm interested because everybody's wondering about Burrow. Vegas says 28-19. 4.5, 5 points. 47 is one of the highest of the week, so there's going to be lots of points scored. Cincinnati should be, wide receivers. Chase, the reason you took him was this game. This is and Higgins. It should be a festival of touchdowns for those guys. Chase Brown's going to have to earn his biscuits, and he might he might get lucky and bring it in from short distance. So I would definitely play him, but he's going to have to earn it, And I love Cincinnati as a streamer. He's my fifth streaming choice this week. I actually like Cleveland as well. I actually like both these defenses to turn the other ones over because Burrow gets a little loosey-goosey sometimes and will throw away. But, he knows, okay, I'll just throw it, chunk it down again. He kind of has that mindset, and so he can give away a couple of interceptions, still crush Cleveland. Cleveland should have it their way if they had a good team. They got everything going their way as far as any kind of defense against position. So I'm not sure 28, if Cleveland can just make things happen, it could be better than Vegas thinks. I don't know if I'd pick them to win, but, I do like those easy spots there for folks.
So how's Cincy against? I mean, how is Cincinnati against the tight end?
Cincinnati is below average. That means you can pretty much, if you've got to play Gesicki or who's the other one? There's somebody else.
I'm talking. What about I'm talking about Cleveland.
Njoku. Playing Njoku all day long, easy.
He's got an. That's what I thought. I thought Cincinnati gave up points to the tight end last year, big in buckets. Yeah.
There's your prop right there.
And so to get plus odds, it's 6+ receptions for Njoku. I kind of like it because Flacco and Njoku have an incredible connection. We know that Njoku was averaging 17.8 points a game with Joe Flacco as a quarterback. So the last time that they were playing together.
Yeah. Cleveland is 12% better at home, and they pass 11% more at home. So everything says Cleveland is going to be the best they can be at home, and they'll be passing more than they do away. So that adds to your Njoku. That adds weight to your bet there, Joe.
Yeah, I that's a good 2-leg parlay right there. So it's 60+ receiving yards is plus 138 for Njoku,
nice.
and 6+ receptions is plus 132. And so if you're gonna parlay, you got to parlay something that makes sense. And if he has 6 catches, he's probably going over 60 yards. So
yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I probably need to write that down. So I'm writing that down. So I need a payday this weekend to start my bankroll right. So good. I'll remember that. That is great. Anything else?
I'm looking at the longest reception for Cedric Tillman. I want to see what it's at. He
really flashed. I enjoyed. I picked him up off the waivers last year and really had a couple of nice weeks. Hey, I like Tillman. I drafted him a few places.
Yeah, so the thing about the longest reception bets is they're never plus money. They're always minus. This one's minus 115, and it's over 18.5. So that might be one I might be targeting. We'll see.
Yeah.
I might just I could just stick to the Njoku 2-legger and just call it a day. I don't like to I don't bet in volume. I pick my spots. Yeah.
I like that. Joe, right. You're making logical sense in your bets here, so I guess you're gonna loan me money after week 1, right?
We'll see if I actually make all these bets. Like I said, I'm trying to help the people out. I'm trying to give them what I would do if I pick my spots. I do like three or four 2-leggers, and I think you said I think I do $5, $10. Occasionally, if I'm feeling it, I'll do a 25. But it's only one. Like I'll do like a 5, a 10, and a 25, or I don't go nuts with it. I'm not high volume.
Okay, Tampa Bay, Atlanta, 5 points difference, so 2.5 point spread. 46 is pretty good. They think Tampa Bay away it's an away favorite there. So they're discounting Penix and all his, kind of improvement late. So their Vegas is, I don't think they're buying totally what they saw last season, but it looks like Drake London should be uh, where Atlanta. London's got to have a good game for Atlanta to win. That's to me. That's Bijan's going to be Bijan even against a tough matchup. You got to play him, but it's Drake London. I'm assuming Pitts is still Pitts, but to me, the way I read this, it's if Drake London has a day, Atlanta could surprise there. So it looks like they have an opportunity for passing, a lot of passing yards. Not sure the props were Penix. There may be some meat there on that, but it looks like Drake London, he should get a touchdown and some yards. So I don't know what the props are on that. Tampa Bay, I think Evans and Abuke, they could do a touchdown apiece. This could be a very interesting pass happy league, because the running backs Atlanta has tough and Tampa Bay below average. So on paper, it looks like passing should come easy to both teams. And so if that's the case, it could be the last team with the ball has an opportunity for a strike. So this could be closer than you think. It's one of those where, go ahead.
I was going to say it's definitely going to be a close game. Do you think that the implied totals are a bit low? Do you think this game could shoot out higher than that?
I think Vegas is a little bit under what the defense should be given both teams. So sometimes, Joe, when I've seen this, and I haven't done the full data yet, and I need to, I got so many questions to do. One question is Vegas or the DAPs? Who do you believe more, right? Obviously, if they're both saying, if this was 52 points, I would say, oh, yeah, there's going to be multiple passing touchdowns. With 46, you think maybe 2-3 passing. With 50, maybe more. It could be 4 or more. I mean, it could be pass-happy touchdowns. So I guess what I'm saying is this could be low. I mean, the over might be the play here. And passing yards could be the play for both, actually, could surprise.
So I'm looking at Michael Penix, and if another two-legger with the same player, if you do is 250 plus passing yards is plus 127.
Nice.
And his 2+ touchdowns is plus 111. I'm not going to lie, though, the passing yards does worry me a little bit.
Yeah. This could get out of hand quick.
Because of Bijan, you know what I mean? If Bijan's running, if he's running and he's being effective and they're moving chains, then it could eat some of the clock. And I'm wondering if that's why the implied total is what it is. And then you factor in Penix is still considered a rookie in my eyes. Maybe he does throw a pick or they have more than one turnover. It could be the difference in this game. I think that's what I was thinking when I did my pick 'em. I took Tampa Bay, and I felt like I took Tampa Bay because I thought that they were going to win the turnover battle, and that was my reasoning there.
I like that. That's good. I like your prop talk too. I don't do enough of that. And I'm telling you, I think you may be ahead, Joe. You just need to test how good you correlate your prop betting to your flex lineups and see, is that giving you insight that you may not even realize. What I'm saying is you might be the flex master and not know it. Wouldn't you hate to know? Wouldn't you hate to be the flex king and not know that, Joe? I'm just telling you. As your professor, that's your homework. I want you to work on that this season. Okay. See, do you have an advantage where you think there's some prop action?
Right.
Don't force it. But if it naturally comes, then think about that. For instance, is Mooney, or a bouquet, is that the anytime touchdown kind of thing? You know what I'm saying? In other words, if it gets out of hand, that probably implies one or both are doing well. Right? I mean,
Right.
yeah. So maybe that tells you something. I mean, I think people would play both. Certainly play a bouquet. I don't know about Mooney. That would be pretty aggressive. But, in a tournament, kind of, DFS or whatever, that might be an interesting play. If he has, I don't play that, but maybe those players might get aggressive here. In other words, bet on this game going past happy. What would happen? What would have to happen?
Does the tight end?
It's
an easy matchup for Kyle Pitts, right?
Yeah, it should be. I thought that last year. He just never seemed to take advantage of it. But maybe it's a new year. We'll see. I did not draft any of him. Just tell you the truth.
If I took him, I took him as an upside pick, and I paired him with somebody like Njoku. I don't think I'll ever, you know what I mean? And the reason for that is in the event that Flacco does come get benched in Cleveland. Right. I mean, I kind of have a feeling Cleveland's going to be in it in the playoff hunt longer than expected. And I do see him getting 10 plus, at least 10 games started. I mean, I could be totally wrong, but at some point, Flacco isn't going to be the quarterback, and you need an upside backup, somebody that could pan. If they pan out, then you can switch right over.
Yep, I took Njoku when I could. A lot of times he was taken earlier than I was comfortable. People getting a little aggressive with him. So I would usually pick, if I picked late, I would do like, Tucklecraft and maybe Ferguson. I might even do a 1-2 pick, later in the thing. Or I like Strange in Jacksonville. I thought he had some juice. I liked Otten in here as my tight end 2. He's my dominant player for tight end 2s of my 40 leagues. I really think
he could be a sneaky DFS play this week.
Is he? Well, I picked.
I'm saying he could be. With the easy tight end matchup.
I think.
It's only Ibuka and Evans. They don't have all of their pass catching weapons, so he's probably going to be involved. Yeah,
I like that. I think it's good. Okay, right. New England, Vegas here, 24-19, 44 points. Starting to hit a little bit low. 45 is about average seasonally for Vegas, just to kind of let you know where 44 is. So they're saying Drake May continues his progression up, or is it just Vegas? Vegas thinks Vegas sucks. So you got two scenarios there, Joe, and maybe you can clarify for me. But Vegas playing away and New England's at home. So I think that's some of the spread right there is the home field advantage. New England at home rushes more than you would think, 13% more. So I think it may be Ramadre until he fumbles, and then the new kid gets a shot. I don't know. But people are really, is it Henderson, Travion? Is that?
Trevion Henderson, yeah, he's excellent.
Yeah. Well, the people, but I think I saw the depth chart, and Stevenson was number one. I don't know if that's to encourage the rookie or what, but I think if he fumbles, I think we could see the rookie closer, sooner than we think. But anyway, I think it's going to be a lot of rushing from New England, I think, early in the game. And if Vegas, by chance, gets ahead, then I think New England will pass, and I think Hunter Henry has an opportunity to catch a touchdown and some catches. So I would be looking hard at the props there. I love the wide receivers, but this is a tough match. Diggs has an opportunity. It's hard not to play him in my flex, but be aware. I would play both defenses. If you're streaming, the New England was my second after the Cardinals, Washington third. So I would play. I drafted a lot of New England as my.
So did I. I have a ton.
I have.
Not just a homer pick. I like their opening first few games.
And the DAPs are pointing to it. The analytics are pointing you that way too. So you're not just out by yourself at all. Vegas is running. I forgot who their running back is, but whoever it is has an opportunity. So I think if Vegas wins, they're going to get some early rushing success, and that will ease up the pressure to pass. And if New England gets their rushing going and gets ahead, I think Vegas is not going to be able to stick with the run. If Vegas can stay close, I think who's their running back in Vegas?
Gianti.
Well, there you go. They're probably going to push him hard.
Yeah. They're definitely going to lean on him.
If he can break one off, this could be a really barn burner game. This could be an exciting game in that scenario. I like I said, Hunter Henry. I don't dislike who's the tight end for Las Vegas. I don't dislike him either. Like the kickers, like the defenses, like the tight ends, and like the running backs. I like everybody, but it's funny, the wide receivers in both are having the toughest. So short passes and rushing and maybe tight ends.
Sounds like a Hunter Henry game.
It does, doesn't it?
So with that being said, I'll throw out another two-legger for the audience with the same player two-legger. Hunter Henry, 4+ receptions plus 103.
Nice.
And Hunter Henry anytime touchdown is, what the hell is it? Plus 220. So you're getting.
I like that.
Yeah, that's another good one.
Yeah, you're moving me, Henry. Yeah, plus 220. That is in the Joku. That could be my parlay for $2 right there. Those two cats, anytime touchdowns. Anyway, looks good to me. I will say Vegas away tends to want to rush 16% more, and passing it doesn't matter. So this seems to favor rushing, believe it. And Giante's there, and their tendency last time seems to imply early rushing activity. And if both can stay close, they may not get away from rushing. And Vegas, I do not think wants to play pass up, catch up. So for them to overtake New England, they're going to have Giante's going to have the game, and we'll just see. What you think?
I think the Patriots' defense is going to be too much for them overall, and I like New England. Vegas got this one pretty accurate. 24 to 20 sounds pretty accurate, actually. Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
All right, let's move on.
Okay. We got Jacksonville, Carolina, 26-20. and 46.5, nice little over under. It's implies it's little points there, and this is play everybody all day long. Kind of two teams that are wasn't necessarily stars last year, but the DAPS this year says their defenses are bleh, and you should just I don't know where all the points are going to come from. This may be too low if you believe the
I think this could approach 60 total points. This is a unique matchup. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe, that's what the data would imply, that it's just play them all kind of concept.
This is definitely a unique matchup.
You don't see a lot of these happening. You do not. So I would play them all. Carolina's away. They tend to rush more away and pass less. Plus 5 home. Away, and minus 7% passing away. So a little bit more to the rush with Chuba. Better get it going if he wants to keep his lead there. And Jacksonville, Lawrence should be rocking and rolling with his Brian Thomas, and he should be collecting hand over fist. It should be a great game. I would watch this game, but I got to watch the red zone because I got too much stuff to keep up with.
Go back and watch it afterwards, but no.
Yeah, but no, it's red zone for me all day long.
I have both. I usually have one game on and red zone on the other, and
I should
during the week I'll try to watch as many of the games as I can.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, anyway, that's what I think. So there should be some props and parlays in here, folks, that I think you almost would just pick a spot and you'll probably find something you like. That's what it looks to me on paper. That's about all I got to say about it. It's just so interesting, the easiness of these two Ds. It's so rare. It just seems like play them all. Joe, yeah, I've left you speechless.
I'm looking at the props. I would, to pick a spot. I mean, both of these teams have excellent running backs, so I don't know if I would go with the quarterback. I mean, I'm looking Lawrence and Bryce Young. You get almost plus 900 odds if you parlay them for 3+ touchdowns apiece.
Wow, that's aggressive for a $2 play.
But I don't know. It's tough. It's tough because like Chuba Hubbard is so much of that offense in the running game.
Well, maybe do it Chuba on the Carolina side and Lawrence on the other side.
The 3+ touchdowns for Trevor Lawrence is plus 352. That one seems.
But if you add a touchdown with Hubbard as a parlay, that might help.
Not a lot. Hubbard's got the worst odds for he's juiced at negative minus 105 for a touchdown.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, it was
to pick somebody else. I like Jatavian Sanders in this game. Actually, let me see what his.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's got easy.
He's not even on there. They don't have him on there. Of course not.
Yeah. He has an opportunity. So does Jacksonville. Who's their tight end? It's not Ingram, is it? Because
Brenton Strange.
Oh yeah, I'd play Strange all day long on him. I drafted him as sometimes my 1, but definitely my 2 tight end. Yeah, I like him. I'm optimistic for his season. Brenton Strange.
I guess it all depends on how effective Travis Hunter is, right? As an offensive weapon, and how involved Travis Etienne is in the passing game. I mean, I don't know.
Well, in this game, yeah. I mean, when I say
for the season, you're talking.
Yeah. I mean, but I would definitely. if he was my one, I would, I'd be playing him. But if he was my two in a tight end premium, I'd be looking at my flex. I might get aggressive that way.
Nice.
Tight end premium flex with tight ends helps.
He is plus 143 on 4+ receptions
that's kind of nice with maybe a Lawrence hookup or something. Yeah. Or maybe your tight end from Carolina, a tight end parlay.
Yeah, he's not on here anywhere except for anytime touchdown. That's the only Jatavian Sanders prop.
Yeah, that's a little aggressive. Yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, we can't bet Jatavian yet. And they might put him on. It's still early. They might put him on there before Sunday. We'll see. Yeah. I'll have to take a look back at that game Sunday morning.
Yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. Arizona, New Orleans, everybody's got my New Orleans Saints. I am a fan, been a fan since the 70s. So my team gear is old, moth-ridden. I got the Drew Brees, and I've got Reggie Bush. My last name's Bush, so I got my Reggie Bush jersey. I didn't get it signed, but I got a jersey, my only jersey that I own, except for Marshawn Lynch. I won that. There was a prize league years ago, and they were giving away signed jerseys. I won the league, and I had a choice, and I luckily picked of the people there. Marshawn's the only one that's on TV and might hold some of his value. So I actually have the letter where it authenticates I won this. And I think it was a CBS prize league back 7-8 years ago or whenever he was playing. So anyway, New Orleans 14. I'm sad. Arizona 27. Even though I'm a Saints fan, I still drafted Arizona as my number one streamer of the week. And, I expect the Saints to get spanked, but I still have hope. 7 points, touchdown. 42 is a little low because they don't think the Saints are going to score anything. That's why it's low. Arizona 27-28. They think Arizona is going to rock and roll. I think James Conner, drafted him everywhere I could. Love him. I don't know how he'll be at the end of the season. He's a little long in the tooth, but I'll ride him till I can't, and I definitely will play him and hope for a touchdown or two. And Arizona's the great streaming defense. Marvin Harrison has an opportunity. Tight end has an opportunity as well. Kyler has a little bit to earn his biscuits, a little bit tough, but I think he will. So New Orleans, Kamara is their bright spot, and he'll have to catch passes. He won't be able to rush at all. I think they'll give him some, but he's going to have to get pass happy and he'll have to have a career game to keep New Orleans in the mix.
Right.
Olave's tough. Rashid could catch a touchdown and get you 13 with yards, or he could get 0. So he is the ultimate best ball player that you wanted because he could get you lots or nothing. Feast or famine with Rashid. I did take him as my 5th and 6th just because bye weeks, but this would not be the week I'd play him. I'd play Olave because I probably got to.
Right. And Kamara, obviously, you have to as well. You have to play your studs. Yeah. You drafted him as your running back in the fourth round. He's where he's been going. So, yeah, he probably gets the receptions because they're going to be playing from behind, and that's what I'm thinking.
He'll be the check down catch. He'll catch 6 or 7, maybe. I don't know if there's props, but maybe
there is
a touchdown.
He's going to need 6 in order for you to bet one that's not juiced.
That would have been the ceiling for my. That's a little too much for my.
Yeah, I think I'm not seeing anything in here that's really intriguing. I mean, even McBride, you need 7 receptions. Like the 6+ reception is minus 160. It's not even worth. That's not even worth betting.
Vegas hit you with that 6. That's a tough mountain to climb, Joe. That really is. They do that on purpose, damn them. They don't want to give me their money. They want to take mine. So I see why. Anything else?
No, we can move on.
Okay. San Francisco 24, Seattle 19. 44 is a little low. San Francisco should win. Even their away favorite, Seattle at home, but it looks like Seattle looks like Kenneth Walker better have a hell of a day to keep Seattle in the mix. He's got it above average. He has an opportunity. San Francisco's below average. They'll have to struggle to earn, but they will. And I think CMC will just nickel and dime on. Yeah. I think San Francisco's going to beat them. I wouldn't bet the over-under. I'm not sure what I would bet other than maybe a Kenneth Walker, a little bit of activity early before they switch to their feudal passing game.
I will say this, though, that above average is an out for Seattle because they got Clint Kubiak there now, and they run that nice zone block running scheme, and they have two excellent running backs in Zach Charbonnet and Kenneth Walker. So if they can find a way, if they can get Brock Purdy to turn over early and they can take an early lead and then try to control pace of the game, they might have a chance. San Francisco's defense isn't, I don't think it's as strong as it was last year. That they also lost some personnel. So I'm not counting Seattle out. I don't think that they'll win, but they do have some outs in this game, I think.
Okay. I like it. Any other props or anything you're seeing?
I didn't even bring it up. I think we can probably move on for the to the next game. Yeah, we'll
see how far we are. Okay, you're still ready to roll some more, or is your bedtime hitting?
No, how many more games we got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
All right, let's do it.
You want to hit the high spot? Okay, Denver, Tennessee, 30-12. So they think Denver is just Tennessee could get 0 here. Vegas is one of the biggest spreads, 9 points. There's no respect for Tennessee here. Denver should run all day long, and their quarterback has an opportunity, but Tennessee plays wide receivers and tight ends tough, but you want to play Denver's D to get Tennessee to turn over all day long. Tennessee, again, their running back and the quarterback. It's a lot of the same defensive profile, both teams. It's just Denver has a little bit tougher match, but this looks a little bit more defensive than 42. I'm not sure Denver's going to need 30 points to beat Tennessee. That's what 28 would do, probably 24 would do.
Yeah,
so
it would, but I think so. I'm real high on Denver this year. I think they have they have a chance to win that division outright and knock off Kansas City. No doubt in my mind. Just they're a complete team.
Don't tell Dennis that. Yeah.
The offense.
Dennis is a Kansas City homer. He loves it.
I know he is. He had the St. Patrick Mahomes shirt on at the Expo.
Oh yeah, he likes to advertise his love. Any other than the defense, I'm not sure there's anything that's just spectacular. I think Denver's just going to crush them.
Tony Pollard's going to have one of those 23 carries for 79-yard game, right?
Yeah. If you play in Pollard, you're hoping he accidentally gets shoved into the end zone.
Yeah.
He catches a tipped ball. There's my dog.
He agrees. Yeah.
Accidentally gets a tip. Yeah. Green Bay, Detroit, this is the game everybody's thinking about, at least me. I love Green Bay, but I love Detroit. I love both of them. I don't want to see this game end. I want to see a free-for-all. 47's good. Green Bay's at home is why they got the nod for favorite. I think Detroit doesn't like to play home as much, away as much, but it's only 5%. That's much better than the year before. So they've kind of corrected some of that. If there's no wind, I think golf should be okay. Away, they love to rush, so they're going to try to get the Thunder, Knuckles and Sonic going there for their running backs, and Green Bay's pretty tough, but that's where they'll have an opportunity to keep up. And their tight end, Laporta, has an opportunity to bounce back. I would not play any of the defenses. I think there's going to be a lot more points, maybe than 47 scored. Green Bay, Love should connect with whoever. Dobbs, maybe, whoever it is.
Golden.
Yeah,
he's gonna have his coming out.
Well, welcome to the Hall of Fame game, right? I got you. Yeah, the running backs on both should have a little bit tough time, especially Green Bay. So we'll see what happens. I wouldn't play the tight ends much other than Laporta, not for Green Bay. Kraft's going to have to earn his biscuits there.
Yeah.
But it looks like Green Bay should pass happy, and Detroit is going to be, I think they're going to be behind a little bit. But again, this could be the last team can win. So if Detroit gets it last call, they could surprise. That's how close I think it's going to be.
This could be a game of two different halves too. I feel like
it could be.
You get
adjustment. Yes, you're certain. That is a great point here that I would not have thought. Green Bay is going to try to run it at home, 13% more at home.
A lot of Josh Jacobs and
they're going to try. Yeah, they're going to try and then pop Dobbs out or Golden. Yes, they are. That's their scenario. Detroit's just going to scratch and claw to get anything. Laporta, Sun God, they're going to try everything, Sonic and Knuckles. So we'll see, Gibson, Montgomery should do it. So I think it's going to be higher than 47, but I probably wouldn't bet on it. But I think Green Bay should handle them, but it may be a surprise. I wouldn't bet on the winner on this game. I sure wouldn't. How about you?
Yeah. Well, in the pick'em, I was forced to pick a winner because you got to pick every game. I believe
you got to pick Green Bay, huh?
I took Green Bay. Yeah, I think it was the home field is what did it. This is one of the few games that Goff is in a dome, and I don't know if Micah Parsons is going to play. I know he got the back injections, right? But I do know that if you get pressure on Goff, he is an average to below average quarterback. So
right, I agree. Rams, Houston looks close, but they got the Rams because they're at home. I think is why 44 is a little low.
This will be low. This will be low scoring. Yeah.
I'm not surprised by that. Stafford's going to try to pass all day, all night. So Puka should collect lots of passes, and probably there's a prop there too. You could try the defense, but I wouldn't play Houston's. Houston has an opportunity passing, and I don't know if Schultz is their tight end, but
Schultz
there's an opportunity with Nico Collins. Houston could surprise, but I think I think Houston. I don't know who the running back is now. Mixon's not playing, so whoever it is, It's going to have a tough time, and the Rams are going to have a tough time. Their running back. So I think it's going to be maybe more passing than Vegas thinks. 44. I don't know. I'm not sure. I wouldn't bet the under or the over. I think I'd pass that total.
I think Houston's going to try to make it a game where it's a shootout, and the Rams are going to try to do the exact opposite because I think that a lot of the Rams, like the time of possession. I feel like Sean McVay is one of the things he always tries to do is win the time of possession battle, and the Rams defense is solid too. Like their defensive front is real good. And if Houston's offensive line can't protect Stroud, and they don't have the strongest offensive line at all. And I don't think, their running backs aren't the greatest at pass protection either. Like who they have? Woody Marks and Nick Chubb can protect, but how effective is Nick Chubb going to be as a runner against that front? So it's like
I drafted Woody Marks for later in the season to come on.
I did too. I have a ton of Woody Marks as well. I think he's in a great spot.
Assuming Mixon maybe never makes it, or whatever.
I'm not optimistic about Mixon at all. So I was taking shots on Woody Marks for sure. Early on I was on Chubb, and then once we got the not so good reports out of training camp about Chubb, and he doesn't have that burst anymore, and I think he's just going to be there to eat up some snaps and do what he can to protect C.J. Stroud. So
he's not a bad teacher for Woody Marks, and Mixon could mentor, if they will, they can mentor the kid. That would be nice.
We got a question in the chat. We already covered this game, but the Panthers defense, special teams ? You know how I felt.
I said play them all day, both defenses.
But you're not going to get this game. This total points, I think it can get up into the 50s, close to 60. The total points for the entire game.
You said that. Correct.
Yeah,
correct. Are they asking to bet the over? Is that
no? They want to know if they. I think they're wondering if they should stream the Panthers defense.
I like Arizona, New England, Washington, Cleveland, and Cincinnati. Then I would say these two. So if you can't find those five, then I think take a shot. I don't know what's out there, but that's what I streamed. Arizona, New England, and then Washington were my top three choices. And then I started reaching. But to me, week one, that's who I liked. On paper, quotes.
We got another question here. Fields or J.J. McCarthy for a 2-quarterback league for QB2?
This is for Chicago, huh?
So
I'm jumping to Chicago. He's got an okay, below average, but boy, look at his wide receivers. Extra easy. So it looks like if he can put it together, Joe, he can get some passing activity and love. It's just a running, but Swift's going to have to do his thing, but I don't know if it's a 2-touchdown week for Swift. I think wide receivers. DJ Moore could play running back, maybe flip in for a snap or two. So I like DJ Moore in this scenario here, and Fields would be okay. I hope it's not it's not his one, it's two.
Fields is on the Jets though.
Oh, then right. Who? Oh, sorry. I'm not thinking Chicago. Well, who is Chicago's Ward?
Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams.
There you go. Everything I just said about Caleb Williams. Okay, so
Justin Fields is going against Pittsburgh in that low scoring game. I think I'm rolling JJ McCarthy here. Yeah, I think I gotta roll JJ McCarthy. Don't chase the rush. Don't chase the rushing yards this week, Jerry. Go with JJ on this one.
I don't think so. I wouldn't gamble. Okay, let's see. We've done Houston. Buffalo, Baltimore. Highest game of the week. Here we go. Fireworks galore. Buffalo's home. That's why they're favored by 1, and it could be flipped come Saturday. I don't know what it is. The line could have flipped already. It could be a pick 'em. It could be Baltimore now. I don't know. I haven't checked the latest odds.
I believe I took Baltimore to win, and
that's as good.
I'm not sure how. Buffalo Buffalo beat them. They knocked them out of the playoffs last year, right?
Yeah. Buffalo wants to rush and pass less at home. That's what they want to do. Right. Baltimore away wants to pass a little more than rush, but that's not really counting Lamar Jackson, who's gadget man. He's Mr. Gadget. He can do it all. Wouldn't play either of these defenses. I think it's going to be points galore. I think running back for Baltimore is ready to go, and Buffalo's wide receivers are ready. So it's going to be and the wide receivers for Baltimore are okay. I don't think there's anything that scares me here at all, other than I wouldn't play the D's on either one, because I think, I think there's going to be too many points. If your defense scoring cuts you for points scored, then I think you're going to get cut on points, because I think this could even go over 50.
One of my favorite stats outside of the top 24 wide receivers is Rashad Bateman this week. He was going to be, if we did the stats sit segment, he was going to be my wide receiver of choice.
He has an opportunity. If they pay too much attention to Flowers, then Bateman
that's what I was thinking. And just the implied total, the implied total of the game. And we got a question here from Kyle. He says he has Josh Allen. Does he double flex Shakir and Coleman, or does he go with Jacoby Myers and Ollie Gordon? I'm double flexing the Bills wide receivers. It could be a double-edged sword. You might get production out of one and not the other. But here's how I view the Buffalo pass catches. I think Shakir is a floor play. I don't think he has a high ceiling. I think if anybody has a ceiling, it's going to be Keon Coleman. I think he has potential to hit double-digit touchdowns if he can take a step forward in consistency this year and build a connection with Josh Allen. Jacoby Myers is going into New England, and he's requested a trade. And
they ever settled that?
I have no idea what's going on with that, but Deontay Thornton looks real good, and I don't know how long you can keep Jack Betch out either, because he can do what Jacoby. He can he's smooth. He gets open. He knows how to run routes. I don't know, just the vibes around Jacoby Myers worries me, and Ollie Gordon, I wouldn't trust him yet. Devon Achane is supposed to be active week 1, and that I'm not saying, I do think Ollie Gordon does have standalone value as the season goes on. But week 1, you mentioned it earlier, Professor, you want safety in week 1. You don't want to get cute. You don't want to get too cute. I would play the high implied total, the Baltimore Buffalo shootout game, and roll with your Buffalo stack.
I agree. That's what is it? The race is not to the strongest or the fastest necessarily, but that's the way to bet. How about that for a saying? If you're at the racetrack, so In other words, the best horse may not win all the time or the fastest because, in horse racing, anything can happen. But that's how you got to bet. That's how I bet with the implied total, just like you're saying. That was a really obscure reference, Joe. That's okay. It's coming back to
yes, your ceiling isn't going to be any higher if you mix in Jacoby Myers or Ollie Gordon. So
I agree.
Yeah, definitely throw your Buffalo stack in there.
Yeah. Chicago, Minnesota, 23-20. Chicago is a home dog. That's Vegas is saying something there. Vegas usually tilts home, 2.5, 3 points. So if they're putting the home as the dog, they really like Minnesota, probably more than 23, like closer to 26 maybe. So even though Chicago has a very stout defense against the pass and the quarterback, so Minnesota's going to have to run all day. And Hawkinson, the reason you drafted him, this is today, he has an opportunity, and you play the kicker, and you could stream Minnesota's D against Chicago.
Hawkinson he's also, Jordan Addison's suspended, so Hawkinson
is definitely. So Hawkinson, with that hot spot there, that looks good. So I'm on Hawkinson if I drafted him as my one. And I do like DJ Moore, extra easy for a touchdown. I just don't know how long they can keep up with Minnesota. This seems closer than I would have predicted a week ago. In other words, I didn't look at the line. If somebody said, hey, Minnesota, Chicago, at least touchdown difference. And I see it's not. So I'm a little confused by that. I don't know I don't know what's going on there. That makes me extra cautious about a lot of these players that have a tough match. I wouldn't step aggressive any of our flex, some of these deeper players here in any of these. I like Hawkinson. I like the wide receiver, and I like DJ Moore.
Right.
For Washington. And I don't know who the second wide receiver is for Chicago.
Dunze.
They might. Oh, there you go. There might be your prop right there, because he may be some sweeter odds and could, flip in the end zone because of that extra easy.
But I think the difference in this game is going to be the pressure that Minnesota puts on Caleb Williams. I think Caleb Williams is going to have to put on his cape, his Josh Allen cape, and
or something, them wing shoes.
in order to, I think the second time that these teams play, Chicago will have a better chance. I did, but week one is tough. Minnesota is a very well-oiled machine up and down their roster. So
I like it.
In Chicago's going to be an improving. They're going to be an improving team as the season goes on. And week one. Yeah, week one was a bad time to get Minnesota for them, I think.
Sure was. Joe, we did it.
That's it. That's all the games. All right.
We did it.
Yeah, this was a good show, Professor, man. I'm glad you convinced me to go forward with it.
Yes. Well, I'm glad that you're glad. I'm glad.
Absolutely.
It's all good, Joe. It was all good. You really, we had some, I liked your props. That worked right into what I was doing. We were, throwing the ball back and forth. I liked it.
Yeah, we got some flex options for the audience. We answered a couple of questions. Yeah, it was a good show.
Got lots of props.
Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate all of the audience. Hit that like button.
Joe, we Dennis and I will be doing our Saturday matchup show, which we will be extra focusing on some of the key games here, not all of them like we did. And right. Dennis has a very unique perspective, and he really, really challenges me and he's a good partner that way. And he's going to anything you and I missed, he's going to catch. And so we're really go through those. So if you want to watch our matchup, that will be on the Sports Affiliate, and then we'll have our regular podcast. I don't know what we're going to talk about there, but because we don't have scripts, we just run our mouth. We're two old guys, cranky about things. But Joe, it's been a pleasure. I love you, Sports Affiliated people, all the crew there. Love you guys. This has been really fun. Thank you for the attention at the expo. Looking forward to seeing y'all again. And we will, Joe, if you need me and I'm free, I can do this again.
Absolutely. We'll definitely have you on multiple times throughout the season. I'm also doing a Monday night show where I'm gonna send the StreamYard link out to a ton of people, 6, 7, maybe even 8 people, and whoever shows up can show up. It's gonna be a round table. We're gonna review the Sunday games. We're gonna digest what we saw. We're gonna talk about maybe potential waiver wire pickups for the following week. Maybe throw in some Monday night prop bets, because we're gonna do it from like 6:30, 6:45 right up until kickoff. And I'm looking forward to that show too.
That's great. But we'll have a new show. Yeah, we're gonna not sure quite when it comes out, but we'll try to figure it out somehow and see what happens. But it should be out there. Look for it. And, hopefully we'll help focus you a little more between me and Dennis. And it's great, Joe. Had a good time. You're a good guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Next time you're on, I think we'll bring you in Dennis. So we haven't had haven't had both of you guys together. Maybe we'll put you guys together. And
Dennis was on the Snap, Crackle, and Pop.
That was a good show. That was a good show earlier. Did you catch it? Did you see that? Oh, they did a good job. They did a good job.
I know we did.
Check that out, audience. If you haven't, it's a 15-minute, quick 15-minute show with Greg Kellogg, Rick Bruce Wellis, and Dennis Michelson, Snack, Crackle, and Pop. They talk about injuries and news. That Snap, Crackle is Greg. He does what's he do? The fades, the sits, who's going to crackle out and not perform to their expectations. And then Pop is Dennis. He gives you some guys outside the top 24 at their position, or outside the top 12 for quarterback and tight end, who he thinks are going to pop.
Strange was definitely his tight end this week.
Yeah, and he did Strange. He talked about Austin Eckler. Guys outside the top 24, not the obvious picks. So that's what I love about that show. Greg Kellogg come up with a great idea for that.
Yeah, he did.
Great. It was a good show.
Greg's a sweetie. Yep, sure did. It was great, Joe.
Wendy's here. Wendy, you came in at the end, but we still love you. Appreciate you.
Hello.
All right, Professor. We'll probably get out of here. It's almost midnight. I do have to work in the morning, so
okay.
Again,
okay.
I appreciate you coming on. This was a great show. Thank you, and appreciate you guys in the audience. If you're listening on Twitter, please go over to YouTube and hit the like button. So it doesn't cost you anything. It takes 2 seconds. And if you're not subscribed to the Sports Affiliation, subscribe. We got good stuff coming at you all season long. And that's it, I guess. Have a good night, Professor.
Good night.